Hi everyone, welcome. I'm Ravi Handa. In this particular session, we are going to talk primarily about games and tournaments. I'm just waiting for a confirmation of sorts that the session has actually started and it has become live. I have the YouTube app open on my phone. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time to start. I think this, so there is an ad coming. I think we are good to go. Yeah. So was just checking. So hi everyone, welcome to our channel Cat Funda. On this particular channel, what I plan to do in the coming days, in the coming months, is to share at least 50% of the CAT syllabus, at least being the keyword here, as far as the CAT syllabus is concerned for Quant, LR, and DI. I will also have expert guests coming in to talk about the verbal ability and the reading comprehension part of things. So that's the agenda that I have for the CAT channel. Now, keeping that in mind, I will request you to subscribe to our channel because we will be conducting these sort of classes daily. For example, the games and tournaments class, we conducted a version of it in the morning around 11 o'clock. So every class will be conducted A, once in Hindi and B, once in English. So this particular class in Hindi was conducted today at 11 a.m. and this is the English version of the same. Now, to introduce myself, I am Ravi Handa. I have studied at IIT Kharagpur. I have been a CAT tutor for 15 plus years and I have taught 20,000 plus students online. Very recently, just a few days ago, I joined Unacademy, and from now onwards, I'll be teaching exclusively on Unacademy. Then if you want to join us and know more about the free classes that we are conducting or the paid courses that we are conducting or any of the material that we will be sharing, I request you to please join us on our Telegram channel, that is Cat Prep Online. Just look for it, or you should be able to find it with the help of the URL. On Unacademy, there are two types of courses which are available, the plus courses and the iconic courses. In the plus courses, what happens is you get live classes such as this one and a bunch of others. They come to you in a structured format. For example, if you look at the channel Cat Funda, over the last few days, I've conducted classes on, there was an intro class to LR and DI. There was a class that I did for quadratic equations. So we keep conducting classes like these, but they don't really have a structure. On the other hand, the plus courses will give you that certain structure that you should study this, then this, then this, then this. There is another version, which is the iconic version, in which you will get personalized mentoring as well for the courses. These courses, you can get them in a 6-month version or a 12-month version. The 6-month version is priced at 14,000 rupees. If you use the coupon code HANDA, you will get a 10% discount on the same. So you'll get it for 12,600. Very similarly, the 12-month version for iconic costs 30,000 rupees, which if you use the coupon code HANDA, you will get it for 27,000. The prices for these courses are currently what I showed you there. The new prices will be effective from 31st of March. So in case you're planning to register for any of these courses, I would request you to register for them before 31st of March, because post that the price hike is coming. Now, with that in mind, let me just tell you a little bit about the structure of logical reasoning. Typically, it is 1/3 in the CAT exam. So when there used to be 100 questions, which is in CAT 2015 to 19, 32 of them used to come from the LRDI part, and LR is always the heavier part in the LRDI section. These 32 questions were distributed in 8 sets, where each set was of 4 questions each. Very similarly, in the CAT 2020, the number of questions, so this was a 3-hour exam in which 1 hour was dedicated to LR and DI. The timing was reduced to 2 hours in CAT 2020, and in those 2 hours, the number of questions which were asked was reduced to 76. And in the 76, there were 24 questions which were dedicated to the LRDI part, and the timing came down from 1 hour to a total of 40 minutes. Now, in this particular class, for the next 1 hour, my agenda essentially is to discuss a little bit of the type of games and tournaments questions which are really popular in the CAT exam. Now, there is no concept or anything that I can actually teach you for something like this. But so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick questions, discuss my thought process with you, that how I actually approach those questions, how you should approach those questions, and I hope with those ideas you will be able to solve similar questions in future. So I've picked up two questions. One deals with, both of those questions deal with points that you have scored in various rounds. Both of those questions are very similar. Both of them use similar ideas. So this is about points that you have scored in various rounds and how you can assign those particular points. Now, what I can also see is I have the YouTube app open on my phone and I can read through the chat if any. So in case you have any questions, anything that you want to discuss or talk about with respect to the questions or with respect to LR, you can use the chat window which is given to you. So YouTube has that live chat option. You can use that. Maybe just say hi so that I know who all are listening in today's session, and then we can take it forward from there. Okay, let's try to go ahead. So, this is the first question that we will be discussing on logical reasoning. Let me just help you get started with a basic understanding of what is given to us in the question. So, there are 6 players: Tanzi, Umeza, Wangdu, Zyla, Jonita, and Zeneca. These are the 6 players who are taking part in an archery tournament. So let me just name and number them in something that is easier to understand. So we have TUW, X, Y, and Z. So perhaps this would make my job a little bit easier. Then the tournament had 3 compulsory rounds, rounds 1, 2, 3. In each round, a player shot an arrow. So everyone took part in the first 3 rounds, 1, 2, and 3. In each round, every player shot an arrow at the target. Hitting the center of the target, called the bull's eye, fetched the highest score of 5. So if you hit a bull's eye, you get 5 points, which means the maximum that you can get in the first 3 rounds is 15 points. The only other possible scores were 4, 3, 2, and 1. So basically, you can get anything from 1 to 5 in one particular round, or the lowest score that you can actually get out of the 3 rounds is 3. Your overall score can be a maximum of 15. So this is the range that we are dealing with: 1 to 5 for the first for an individual round, and 3 to 15 for the overall structure. Every bullseye score in the first 3 rounds gave a player one additional chance to shoot in the bonus rounds. So this is interesting, that suppose you scored 5, 2, and 5. That means you scored 2 bullseye. So then you will get to play in 2 more bonus rounds. So you will get to play round 4. You will get to play round 5. So you will get to play 2 bonus rounds because you have hit 2 bullseye. Then 2 bullseye, rounds 4 to 6. The possible scores in rounds 4 to 6 were identical to the first 3. So once again, in rounds 4, 5, and 6, you can still score 1 to 5 in each individual round and 3 to 15 in the overall round. So what is the maximum that someone can score? Maximum is that he hits bullseye in all 6 of them. So the maximum that he can score is 5 into 6, or a total of 30 points is the peak. The minimum that he can score is 111 in 3 rounds, and then he will not get to play any bonus rounds. So your scores are going to be between 3 and 30. 3 and 30. A player's total score in the tournament was the sum of his or her scores in all rounds played by him or her. So the initial rounds or the bonus round, wherever you score, doesn't matter. Your total score will be the sum of the entire set of values. The table below presents partial information on the points scored by the players after completion of the tournament. Okay, so I have the table here. This is what the table says. So Wangdu in round 2 has scored 4. Yonita in round 3 has scored 3. So these are some of the scores that I know of. What do I not know of is what is this hyphen and NP? Let's see. In the table, NP means that the player did not participate in that round. Okay, so Tanzi did not participate in round 5 and round 6. Umeza did not participate in round 6. Wangdu did not participate in all 3 of them, 4, 5 and 6. When will that happen? What should happen for someone to participate? See, in round 4, Tanzi has participated. That means he must have hit at least one bullseye. Only then he will get to play this round. Umeza has participated in 4 and 5. That means Umeza must have participated and hit bullseye twice. Wangdu did not participate at all. So Wangdu did not hit any bullseye. That is why all of them are NP or not played. While a hyphen means that the player participated in that round, but we do not know what the score is, or the score information is missing. So here we know that Umeza participated in all 3 rounds, but we do not know what she has scored. That is why you have blanks here. This is the facts. These are the data that are given to us, and based upon this, we need to, fill out this table, so to say. So I'll wait. I will assume that all of you are okay with this basic understanding. Let me just know via the chat section if you can. If you're okay with the basic understanding, I will leave it on this particular slide and ask you to fill the table. If you have any questions about whatever I have explained till now, please let me know via the chat section so that I can help you prepare this particular aspect or explain that aspect which is not clear to you. So try this out, try and fill this table up. Let me know if you have a problem with any of these aspects, or if you need a hint to get started. Please use the chat window in case of any doubts. I am there to help you out with that. Okay. Okay, now I can see the comments here. So we have hi Ritik. Yeah, so morning class we didn't give out because we were taking the same class in English later. Good evening, Atul. Good evening, Siddharth. I'm good. Happy Holi to you as well. Yes, Ritik, please take your time to solve this. Fill this table up. Siddharth Mahajan is okay. Understood the question. Got the understanding and the approach. That's good to know. Try and fill as much of the information as possible in this particular table, and we can take it forward from there. Try to fill as much information about this as possible, and we can take it forward from there. I will be following the live chat. Let me just mention, let me just tell you, in case you have any follow-ups with whatever we have been discussing today or any other doubts, I am just giving you my email ID in the chat window. You can use that to get in touch with me for any of the classes or any of the doubts that you have. Okay, so let me just start with filling some portion of it. So I know in round 4, Tanzi participated. That means Tanzi should have at least 1-5. Umeza participated in 2 rounds. That means Umeza must have hit the bullseye twice. So I need 2 5s. Wangdu did not participate at all. So Wangdu has no 5s. Zyla participated in all 3 of them. So very clearly that is only possible if Zyla hit a bullseye on all 3 occasions. That is only possible if Zyla hit bullseye on all 3 occasions. Zonita participated in round 4. So Yonita needs 1 bullseye. Zenica participated in round 4 and 5. So Zenica needs 2 bullseyes. So Zenica needs 2 bullseyes. This is the information that I have for sure based upon the bullseye information. Now, let's go ahead and check with the conditions. Let's go ahead and check with the conditions. Do we have that here? Okay. Yeah. Tanzi, Umeza, and Yonita had the same total score. How is that possible? What do I know about Tanzi's score? 5 here, 4 here, and 1 bullseye. So that is 14, and 1 is missing. So Tanzi's total score should be 14 plus something. So let me say it is 14 plus A. What about Umeza? Umeza has 2 5s, so that is 13. 1 and 2, so that is 10, and 1 and 2, so that is 13. Then there is one more which is missing. So this is 13 plus B. I don't know the order. I just know that the total will be 13 plus B. And then I have Yonita. Yonita has 5 and 5, 10 and 3, 13. So Yonita is 13 plus C. Now all of them, all 3 of them, I think you guys will not be able to see this 13 plus C part. Let me write it here for Yonita. So Yonita is 13 plus C. Now, what I know is all 3 of them have the same total score. Let's see. Total scores for all players except one were in multiples of 3. Now, this is interesting because 14 plus A, 13 plus B, 13 plus C, all 3 of them should be a multiple of 3. So all 3 of them should be a multiple of 3. So that is possible if all of them are 15 or 18. If all of them are 15 or 18, let's see, can they be 18? If they are 18, then B should be 5. If B is 5, that means Umeza to get to 18, the only way it is possible is that Umeza has 5, 5, 5 in the first 3 rounds. Only then 15 and 3, you can get to 18. But if Umeza had 5, 5, 5, she would have participated in all 3 rounds. So this is not possible. Very similarly, if Yonita had 18, then she would have gotten 5 and 5 here. That means she would have 2 bullseye. That means she would have participated in 2 rounds here. Once again, this is not possible. Ritik wants to know, how did I come up with this 15 and 18? Okay. Ritik, what I'm saying is, all scores should be multiple of 3. My total score should be a multiple of 3. So what is the total score for Tanzi and Umeza? It is more than 14 and more than 13? More than 14 and more than 13? Multiple of 3 bigger than 14. Can be 15. can be 18. These are the only possibilities. Theoretically, 21 is also there, but that can never happen because you don't have, that high possible scores. And then what I have proved is that even 18 is not possible. Even 18 is not possible because to get to 18, Umeza needs 555 in the first 3 rounds. And that 555 is not possible because if Umeza gets 555, she will need to participate in the 6th round, which she is not doing. Are you okay with this now, Ritik? That they cannot get 18 as the score. They have to get a multiple of 3. So the only possibility is that they have 15. So let me just remove that. Whatever I have written, I have now obtained for a fact that the scores for all of them are a total of 15, 15 and 15. So Tanzi has a total of 15, and to get to a total of 15, what should be the missing scores? 5 and 4, 9 is here. 1, 5 is here. So that means 5 and 1 should be the 2 missing scores for Tanzi. Umeza should be 15. So 5 and 5, 10. 10 plus 3 is 13. So the missing score for Umeza is 2. And that is how Umeza also gets 15. Wangdu, I don't know. Yonita also needs to get 15. The way she can get 15 is 5 and 3, 8. And 5 is 13. So the missing score is 2. Are you guys okay with these scores? 15, 15, 15 for Tanzi, Umeza and Yonita as totals. Missing scores for Tanzi are 5 and 1. For Umeza are 5, 5, 2. For Yonita are 5, 2. But the important idea is I still do not know which order. It is possible that it is 5 here and 1 here. It is also possible that it is 1 here and 5 here. This 5, 5, 2 could be 2, 5, 5. This could also be 5, 2, 5. This could also be 5, 5, 2. I do not know which order is there. I just know what these scores are going to be, but the order is still not known to me. So I will come back to the order part in a little bit. Then, third condition. Highest total score was 1 more than the double of the lowest total score. So where will I get the highest total score and the lowest total score? The lowest total score, so we have 15, 15, 15 here. Then Xyla is clearly more than 21. It is 21 plus whatever comes here. I don't know what is coming here, but Xyla already has 21. So the total score will be 21 plus something. Zeneca already has 5 and 5 and 5 and 5. So Zeneca already has a total of 20. So Zeneca is also not the minimum. So who is the minimum? I know for a fact that Wangdu is the one who has to be minimum. And the highest is twice of minimum plus 1. So let's look at various possibilities which are there. So what is the minimum Wangdu can score? Wangdu can have 1 and 1. So Wangdu can have 6. If Wangdu has 6, the topper has 13. Double plus 1. Is that possible? No, because the double should have at least 21. So 6 is not possible. As a matter of fact, why just 6? You can very clearly say 7 is not possible because 7 double plus 1 will give me 15. Not gonna happen. 8 double plus 1 will give me 17. Not gonna happen. I need to get above 21. So even 10 gives me double plus 1 is 21. That is also not possible because Xyla will score something here. If it is 11, then this comes to be 23. Let's see if that is possible. See, if I get a total of 11 here and I get 21 plus 2, 23 here, is this okay or does this have a problem? Atul Pandey is exactly right. Atul Pandey has raised a very good point. How do we know which is that one that is missing from a multiple of 3? Atul, I will use that idea now. I am assuming 11 and 23. If I assume 11 and 23, is 11 a multiple of 3? No. Is 23 a multiple of 3? No. So I've got two people who are not a multiple of 3, and that violates our condition number 2. Only one of them is allowed to be not a multiple of 3, which means even 11 and 23 is also not possible. If 11 and 23 is not possible, let's look at the next one. How about 12 and 25? 12 and 25 will work because 12 is a multiple of 3 and 25 is not. And another thing that you need to understand is, what is the maximum Wangdu can score? See, Wangdu cannot get a 5. Because if Wangdu gets a 5, he will need to participate in the bonus rounds. And he is not participating in the bonus rounds. That means Wangdu's maximum possibility is 12, and 12 is the only number which is satisfying our conditions. Only possibility is that Wangdu scores a 12. So I will just remove this and I will write the only possibility which is there for Wangdu, which is Wangdu scoring a 12. How does Wangdu score 12? Wangdu scores a 12 by getting 4, 4 and 4. If Wangdu scores a 12, then Xyla scores 25. To score a 25, it needs 21 plus 4, giving me a score of 25. And after getting a score of 25, I can be sure that Xyla scores 4 in the 6th round. Are you guys okay with this? Ritik, Siddhant, Atul, Wangdu scoring 12, getting an overall score of 25. If you guys are okay with this, let's see if you can fill the rest of the table. Let's see if you can fill the rest of the table. Try doing that. Try filling the rest of the table. So I have very clear idea of what's happening with Wangdu and Xyla. I've filled it completely for Wangdu and Xyla, but the others are remaining. How do you use the remaining conditions? That's the idea. What are you going to use to calculate the remaining part? How are you going to proceed with this question now? The technique to proceed with this question is that you look at the next condition. The numbers of players hitting bullseye in round 2 was double of that in round 3. So first of all, how many people hit the bullseye in round 1 plus round 2 plus round 3? What is the total number of people hitting the bullseye in round 1 plus round 2 plus round 3? Let's count that. So one person, Tanzi is hitting 1, Umeza is hitting 2, so 1 plus 2 is 3. Xyla is hitting all 3 of them, so 3 plus 3 is 6. Yonita is hitting 1, that makes it 7. Zeneca is hitting twice, so that makes it 9. So a total of 9 bullseye have been hit. We also know that round 2 was double of round 3. So if there is 1 bullseye in round 3, then I need 2 bullseye in round 2 and the remaining 6 in round 1. Is this possible? Is this possible? You are correct. No, it is not possible because in round 1, Wangdu is not hitting. Or for this to be correct, all of these will have to be 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. But since Wangdu is not hitting a 5 in round 1, this 6 to 1 is not a possibility. So let me remove that. It cannot be 6, 2 and 1. Let us try the next possibility. How about 2, 4 and 3? Is that possible? Looks like that. It is possible. I don't see any problem in this. Let's look at the next case. 3, 6 and 0. Is that possible? For total of 9, 3, 6 and 0. 3 possible here. All of these once again cannot be 5 because I already have 2 4s. All of these cannot be 5 because I already have 2 4s. So 3, 6, 0 is also not possible. That means guaranteed I have 2 5s in round 3, 2 bullseye in round 3, 4 bullseye in round 2, 3 bullseye in round 1. That's a guarantee. So let me put that. 5 here and 5 here. Which means now Yonita is also clear. Yonita had 5 and 2. I did not know the order. Now I know 5 is here. So Yonita gets a 2 here. Then Zeneca can have a 5 here, can have a 5 here. I don't know what is happening with Zeneca. Tanzi again 5 and 1. I don't know. I'm not able to figure out what's happening. I will move to the next condition. Next condition, Tanzi and Zeneca had the same score in round 1 but different scores in round 3. So Zeneca has 5, 5 and let's say X. 5, 5 and let's say X. So the two missing values are X and 5. And the two missing values for Tanzi are 5 and 1. Which value is common? Which value is common? 5 is common. So both of them score 5 in round 1. They're scoring the same in round 1 and different in round 2. So it scores a 1 here and Zeneca will score an X here. Now your goal is to find out the value of this X. So they score 5 here and X here. What do I know about X? X cannot be 1. Why? Because it has to be different from Tanzi. X cannot be 5. Why? Because if it scores a bullseye here, he will need to participate in round 6, which is also not happening. So X can be 2 or 3 or 4. The question is, what is X? Let's check that. What is the total for Zeneca? 5, 5, 5, 5. The total for Zeneca is 20 plus X. The total for Zeneca is 20 plus X. And it should be a multiple of 4. And it should be a multiple of 4. 21 is not, it should be a multiple of 3. It should be a multiple of 3. 21 is not possible because X cannot be 1. So the only possibility is that it is 24 and the value of X that we were looking for is indeed 4. So now I have that as well. Then in round 3, I need 2 bullseye. I have 1 bullseye here. The other bullseye will come here. The other bullseye will come here. So the only missing value which was for Umeza is 2. And this is my final arrangement. Let me know via the chat section if you disagree with any of the values that I have obtained, because now I'm going to look at the questions based on these values. I'm going to look at the questions based upon the values that I have just found out. X can be 2 or 3. Atul, no. X cannot be 2 or 3 because if X is 2, my total will be 22. 22 is not a multiple of 3. The only one person was allowed who is not a multiple of 3, and that one person is Xyla. So that's why it cannot be 22 or it cannot be 23. Let's look at the question. See, once you form the table, there is nothing left in the questions, to be honest. It's very straightforward. Highest total score was for Xyla, which is 25. So 25 is my answer. Zeneca's total score we have obtained as 20 plus X or 24. So option 2 is the answer. Which of the following is true? Zeneca is 23. No. Xyla was the highest scorer. Yes. Xyla was the highest scorer with 25. What was Tanzi's score in round 3? Tanzi in round 3 had a score of 1, which gives me option 3 as the answer here. I'm guessing everyone is okay with this. Atul, Ritik, Siddharth. So this is the point for this question is, what concepts did I use here? None. All I have done is I've gone by basic logic, went through the conditions one by one and put those conditions in to get to my answer. And that is the only technique that you can use for solving questions like these. That is the only technique that you can use for solving questions like these. With that, let's go ahead a little bit. Then just to remind you, there are weekly scholarship tests which are conducted at Unacademy, where you can take part in those tests and get scholarships. There is a test series which goes on 10 questions every day. You can attempt them in 30 minutes and win Amazon vouchers up to 18,000 rupees. There is an Ask a Doubt feature where all you need to do is click a picture, send it to us, and we'll send you or share the solution with you. And now let me just move back to another question and another set. Let me first remove this. Okay, another very similar idea, very similar, concept to solve this particular type of questions. It's the same idea. It is once again a tournament. All you need to do is go through the questions, go through the data that is given to you, and based upon that, try and solve the question that is given. Can you guys see the question on your screen? 10 players as listed in the table below. My YouTube is freezing a little bit, so that says he can see it, so good enough. So let me just start. Let me give you the basic idea and then you try and figure out solving the question. 10 players as listed in the table below, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, all of them, they participate in a rifle shooting tournament. And that consists of 10 rounds. Each round has 6 participants. Player number 1 through 6 participated in round 1 to in round 1. So in round 1, who participated? Amita to Fatima participated in round 1. In round 2, players 2 to 7. So Bala to Gordon participated in round 2. Then in round, players 5 to 10 in round 5. Okay, so this is what is happening. Amita in 1 to 6, 2 then 3 to 8 for round 3, 4 to 9 in round 4, 5 to 10 in round 6. Every round has 6 participants. What happens in round 6? Because I have only 5 players here, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, F, G, H, I, J. In that case, what happens is this given. Round 5, players 6 through 10 and 1. Okay, so it's a cycle that it starts repeating. So in the 6th round, I have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 1. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 1. So this tells me Amita participated in which rounds? Amita participated in round 1 and round 6. Bala is there in round 1 and round 2. In the table, I'm only given till round 6. So I'm just bothered with the first 6 rounds. Bala is in round 1 and round 2. Chen is in round 1, round 2 and round 3. David is in 1, 2, 3, 4. Eric is in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fatima is there in 6 rounds. So lots of them. The lower part, let's see. So Joshin effectively is there in round 9 and round 10. Sorry, round 5 and round 6. So Joshin is there in round 5 and round 6. IKEA is there in 4, 5 and 6. and the others are there in a little bit more of them, and the others are there in a little bit more of them. Are you guys okay with the understanding of the rounds? Please just write okay if you're fine with the understanding of the rounds what I've done. I'm not writing the rounds for David and Eric and Fatima because they have participated in a lot of rounds. I'm not writing that part. I think some portion is being hidden. I will write this here. Joshin is in round 5 and round 6. This is for Joshin. IKEA is in rounds 4, round 5 and round 6. And that keeps on increasing. I'm just removing because I realize my face covers. Now going ahead. Top 3 performers in each round were rewarded 7, 3 and 1 points. There were no ties and no one else gets a point. Table below gives the points obtained by the 10 players after round 6 and round 10. Okay, so Amita has scored a total of 8 points. How can Amita score 8 points? Amita can score 8 points by getting 7 plus 1. But I don't know in which round she got 7, in which round she got 1. Bala has scored 2. So Bala must have scored 1 plus 1. That's the only way to get a 2. But in which round? So Bala, so Bala is only there in 2 rounds, 1 and 2. So definitely, for a fact, guaranteed it is 1 and 1 in both rounds for Bala. Chen has 3. So Chen could have done 1, 1, 1. But Bala has already taken 1, 1. So that means Chen must have scored 0 plus 0 plus 3. Once again, I do not know the order for Chen. And with that idea, I'll give you a couple of minutes to try and figure out what is happening here, whatever information you can process from here, whatever you can determine from here, and with that, we will go ahead. Try to figure out whatever you can from here. Any answers, any ideas, any suggestions for what we have here? What can be done or said? Any values that you can find out from here? Let me know. Or should I go ahead? Just write go ahead and I'll start explaining how to find out the values. I'm looking at the chat, waiting for any input from Siddharth, Avinash, Ritik, Atul. If you can give me any inputs, I'll help you with it. Joshin in round 5 and 6 is scoring a 7. David can be 0033. Okay. Anything else that you can determine from this? What about Amita? Can you tell me in which round Amita scored 7 and in which round she scored 1? Let's check. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, mention the rounds here. round 1, round 2, round 3, round 4, round 5, and round 6. Now, in all of these rounds, there is going to be a winner, there is going to be a middle scorer, and there is going to be an end scorer. Now, we know that Bala has scored 1-1 in round 1 and round 2. So the third guy in both these rounds 1 and round 2 is going to be Bala. Now, Amita is scoring 7 and 1. So that means Amita is rank 1 as well as rank 3 in the 2 rounds that she took part in. 1 and 6, Amita cannot be the third guy here because Bala has occupied that position. That means Amita is one winner here, and in round 6 she is the last person. In round 6 she is the last person. Maybe I'll draw these lines, will make it easier to distinguish. Are you guys okay with this? For A and B? Are you guys okay with A and B? Okay. Then Chen has a 3. Now Chen can have a 3 anywhere, I do not know. David, Eric, Fatima. Fatima is also participating in a lot of rounds to get 10, makes it a little bit difficult. Gordon is also taking part in a lot of them. Let's look at people who are participating in less rounds. Joshin is in 5 and 6 and he has a 14. Okay, good. So Joshin is in 5 and 6 and he has a 14. So Joshin is the winner here. Joshin is the winner in 5 and 6. Then who else? Who would be the other winners? The other winners have to come from Fatima and Gordon because they are the only ones above 7. So Fatima has 10, which means Fatima has 7 plus 3. So 111 cannot be Fatima. Let's see if we have more conditions. Gordon did not score consecutively in any 2 rounds. So first of all, Gordon took part in which rounds? So Gordon is there in round 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So Gordon is there in rounds 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Gordon has scored a total of how many points? Gordon has scored 17. The only way for Gordon to score 17 is 7, 7 and 3. 7, 7 and 3. Because please note that he will not take part in 2 of them. He is participating in no consecutive rounds. So how is it possible? The only way is that he does not participate in round 3. He does not participate in round 5. And in the others, he is getting 7, 7 and 3. So he needs to win 2 of them and get 3 in the third one. So 2, 4 and 6. Which ones will he win and which ones will he... So he cannot win 6. He cannot win 6 because Joshin is winning 6. If Joshin is winning 6 and Gordon cannot win 6, that means in round 6 he got a 3 and he won round 2 and he won round 4. Now only one winner is left and only one person is left who can win, and that one person is Fatima. So Fatima comes here. Fatima comes here. Are you guys okay with this? I have made the chart for Gordon. I have made the chart for Fatima, Joshin and a lot of other people. Siddharth, Atul, are you guys okay? I have figured out the winners for all of them. Let's check with the others. Now, Eric has scored a 3. And Eric has scored a 3 in a round. The second condition says Eric and Fatima both scored in a round. So Fatima's other score is 3. Fatima's other score is 3. So both Fatima and Eric cannot score 3 in the same round. That means Eric must have scored a 3 when Fatima scored the first rank or 7 points. So this is Eric's 3. This is Eric's 3. Now, what else do I know? What else do I know? So Fatima, let me just see who is clear. Amita's 8 is clear. Bala's 2 is clear. This 3 is clear. 10 is clear. 7 is clear. Hansa's 1, I still don't know. Hansa's 1 could be any of these. Okay. IKEA's 2. So IKEA's 2 must also come as 1 plus 1. So IKEA is taking part in which rounds? IKEA is taking part in 4, 5 and 6. IKEA is taking part in 4, 5 and 6. And IKEA need... so this is the point. IKEA is taking part in rounds 4, 5 and 6. And they need to get 1, 1. So the only way IKEA can get 1, 1 is if it scores 1, 1 in 4 and 5. IKEA can only get 4, 1, 1 and 5. Which means Hansa's 1 must come in round 3. This is IKEA's 1, 1, round 4, 5 and 6. Already in round 6, someone has scored a 1. In round 6, Amita has scored a 1. That means IKEA's 1, 1 should come in round 4 and 5. Now, poor Hansa is only left with the possibility of round 3. Poor Hansa is only left with the possibility of round 3. Okay, so 1 is also done, 2 is also done, 14 is also done. What is left? Chen and David are left. Chen and David are left with 9 points. Chen and David are left with 9 points. So that's 3, 3 and 3. Okay. So who comes where? David will occupy 2 of these positions. Chen will occupy 1 of these positions. Chen is there in round 1, 2 and 3. So Chen can come here or here. These are the 2 possibilities for Chen. Chen cannot come here because Chen is not even participating in round 4. Round 5 is also left. Which one did I miss? Which one did I miss? There is some 3 that I am missing. Fatima and Eric is done. Gordon 773. Fatima's 3 is also left. I'm sorry. So I have Chen has a 3. David has a 3 and 3. And Fatima has a 3. Let's check these. Fatima has a 3. So Fatima is there in round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Fatima is there in all 6 of them. So Fatima can be there in all 6 of them. Chen has to be in 1 or 2. So Chen can be 1 or 2. Fatima can be any of these. Fatima can be any of these. David is in which rounds? David is in round 1, 2, 3, 4. So David could be 1, 2 or 4. So these are the empty positions. Yes. So this tells me round 1 could be C, D, F. Round 2 could be C or D or F. Round 4 could be D or F. But now I have a guarantee only person who can score a 3 in round 5 is F. So that helps me. That helps me immensely. How? Because I have gotten a lot of clarity that in round 5 it is F. Very similarly, Chen cannot come in round 4. So this has to be D. For the first 2, it could be Chen or D. It could be C or D in the first 2. Are you guys okay with this? Are you guys okay with the first 6 rounds? Please let me know if you guys are okay with the first 6 rounds, because then I will move on to round 7, round 8, round 9 and round 10. I'll need to maybe leave a little bit of space so that my face doesn't cover it. Round 7, round 8, round 9 and round 10. These are the ones that I need to fill now. Let's check with the conditions. Now, the conditions are Amita is going from 8 to 18. Amita is going from 8 to 18, and Amita will take part in which rounds? So she will be there in 7, 8, 9, 10. So Amita is there in all rounds. Amita is there in all rounds. Bala is going from 2 to 5. So Bala is also there in all rounds. Let me look at the conditions. Maybe something comes from there. Only 2 players scored in 3 consecutive rounds. One of them was Chen. So Chen is scoring in 3 consecutive rounds. Chen is going from 3 to 6. Chen is going from 3 to 6. Which rounds will Chen take part in? Chen will not take part in round 7. Chen is not there in round 7 because round 7 will be 7, 8, 9, 10 and 1, 2. So Chen is only there in 8, 9 and 10. And since Chen is only there in 8, 9 and 10, the only way Chen can score a 3 in 3 consecutive rounds is if he scores a 1, 1, 1 in rounds 8, 9 and 10. That is the only way Chen can score 1, 1, 1. There is another player. No other player is there. So one more player scores in 3 consecutive rounds. I don't know who that is. Joshin scored in round 7. Let's see what's happening to Joshin's score. Joshin is going from 14 to 17. So Joshin is getting a plus 3. I know Joshin is getting it in round 7. Joshin scores the middle value here. Amita scored in round 10. Amita is going from 8 to 18. So Amita needs to score a 7 plus 3. Amita needs to score a 7 plus 3. And in round 10, so Amita can score here also, here also. Okay, I don't know. I'll have to come back to it. No player scores in all rounds. So no player scores in all rounds. Let's see if we can get some more information. So Bala needs to score a 3. I don't know where Bala is going to get that. 10 and 17. This is not happening. Eric is making a jump of 10. So Eric needs to win one of those rounds. Who is making a big jump? IKEA is making a significant jump. IKEA is going from 2 to 17. So IKEA is getting a total of 15 points. IKEA is getting a total of 15 points. How can IKEA do that? How can IKEA get 15 points? 7, 7 and 1? That's the only way IKEA can get 15 points. Is there any other possibility? No. And IKEA needs to score in 3 consecutive rounds because there is no other player who will score in 3 consecutive rounds. The minimum is 1 plus 3 plus 3. So IKEA scores here and in round 8 and in round 9. So these are IKEA's scores. 1, 7, 7. That's how IKEA is moving up. Hansa needs a 3. Hansa could be any of these values. I think Amita is scoring in round 10. Amita can score anywhere. Who else can I check? Eric needs to score a 7. Eric needs to score a 7. So let's say if I put Eric here, 1 second. If I put Eric here, then Amita has to score a 7 here. Eric scores a 7 here. Amita scores in round 10. What happens? No, Amita can score here also. So this is not necessary. This is not necessary that Amita scores here. IKEA is fine. let me see which condition. So Amita is scoring in round 10. So Amita gets A here, but Amita has other possibilities also. Let's check again. Bala is scoring a 3, that can happen anywhere. Chen we have already figured out. This 6 is already figured out. Eric is there in which round? Let's try and figure that part out. So Eric is not there in round 7 because 7 will end till here. 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. Eric is not there in round 8 because that ends here. Eric is not there in round 9 also because 9th round will 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4. The only round Eric is a part of. The only round Eric is a part of is round 10. So in that particular round itself, Eric needs to score a 7. So if Eric needs to score a 7, Eric scores a 7 here. Now I can say Amita is scoring in round 10. So that means Amita is scoring a 3 here. Amita needs to score a total of 10. So Amita is 3 plus 7. Amita comes here. Are you guys okay with this? Let me know. I'll just check the live chat. My chat isn't loading. Can you guys please just write okay or something so that I know that you guys are okay with Amita's score? What I did was I figured out that the only place Eric can score a 7 is 10 because the only round that Eric is taking part in is in round 10. Eric is not taking a part anywhere else. And then I have 2 players who are scoring a 3. Who are those 2 players? These 2 players are Bala is scoring a 3 and who was the other guy scoring a 3? Hansa is scoring a 3. So Bala and Hansa are the 2 players who are scoring a 3 in these 2 conditions. Which ones are those? Bala will take part in which round? So Hansa is there in round 8. Hansa is not there in 9 or 10. So Hansa is there in 7 and 8. So Hansa is there in 7 and 8. These are the only 2 places for Hansa. So Hansa comes here and Bala comes here. This is the only possibility which is left. And this will be my final arrangement because Hansa is only there in 7 and 8. Hansa is not there in round 9. So she cannot, score in the others. Let's have a look at the questions now based on this particular set. See, once you form the table, to be really honest, there isn't much left in the questions. If you are able to form the table, the questions become simple enough. So, what were the scores of Chen, David and Eric respectively after round 3? So, Chen and David and Eric, Chen and David would have scored 3, 3 and 3. All 3 of them would have scored 3, 3 and 3. So option 2. Which players were in the last 3 positions after round 4? After round 4, that means here. So till here, H and I are at 1-1 and Joshin hasn't even taken part. So B has 2, A, G, F, G, these are high, C, D are high, E is high. So it has to be H and I who are at 1-1 and J, the poor guy, is at 0. Do I have that in the options? Yes, I have that as option number 1. So that will be my answer. Which player scored points in the maximum number of rounds? So which player comes the most number of times? So let's check, go ahead with the options. I have Ikea, Chen, Amita and Joshin. Ikea is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Ikea is in 5 of them. Chen is 1 here, 1 of these, and 2, 3, 4 here. So Chen is in 4 of them. Amita is 1, 2, 3 and 4. So Amita is in 4 of them. Joshin is 2 here and 3. So Joshin is in 3 of them. So who is there in maximum? Ikea is there in maximum. So first option is your answer. And finally, which player scored points in the last round? So who were there in the last round? EAC are there in the last round. That is Eric, Amita, and Chen. Eric, Amita, and Chen is given to me as option 1, and that will be my answer. So guys, this is essentially how you can, figure out how to solve these particular type of questions, how you can actually get the values in games and tournaments. I will definitely be conducting, more classes on games and tournaments with more questions, interesting questions like this. So I request you to please subscribe to this particular channel, like this video, comment on this video so that it keeps on appearing in your feed. If you are on the YouTube app, remember to press the bell icon. And if you're planning to register for any of the courses on Unacademy, I will strongly recommend and request you to use the coupon code HANDA. I will request you to use the coupon code HANDA. That will get you a 10% off on your Unacademy subscription. And with that, I will like to end today's session. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned from it. And we will have classes on pie charts tomorrow. So that's the topic for tomorrow. We will have classes on pie charts. Good evening, Aniket. Thanks for coming, but I guess you came a little bit late. I'm just saying my goodbyes. Bye everyone. Hope to see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's classes will be on pie charts. Bye guys.